Hi, I'm Ryan Maliar, and you're watching Arts for the Masses, produced at Wilmington Community Television. The arts are alive, and on this program, we hope to share the work of nonprofit arts organizations in Eastern Massachusetts and beyond. This is a place to spread your mission, share your talents, and promote your upcoming events. In October of 2020, the world can seem like a scary place. Coronavirus lurks around every corner. The upcoming election gives us nightmares, and children are at home 24 hours a day doing remote learning. Absolutely horrifying. But let's not forget about the day when we all look forward to getting scared, Halloween. Two local Wilmington performing arts organizations have joined forces to create something truly creepy, a Haunted Drive-Thru, coming up on October 24th. Today, we have Allie McDonough-Padden from the Wilmington High School Lamplighters Drama Guild and Julia Burke from Act 10 Productions, based right out of here in Wilmington. Welcome to Arts for the Masses. So let me just put my mask on right now. So tell me a little bit about this upcoming Halloween drive-thru. Whose idea was it, and how's it all going to work?
Yeah, so it was Allie's idea. She sort of thought it up with one of the co-presidents of Lamplighters, Maxwell Quinton, and they called me a few weeks ago and they were like, we have this crazy idea, like, will you help us out, with your, I just program around Wilmington, so they were like, will you help us sort of promote the event? And I was like, absolutely. So do you want to take sort of what it is?
Yeah, so the Halloween drive-thru is a COVID-safe event where participants all line up at the entrance that we've created through the Wilmington United Methodist Church parking lot. And when they are prompted, they are going to go through 5 different scare rooms. And within the scare rooms, they're going to feature a bunch of different actors from Wilmington and surrounding communities. And they will be prompted to stop, and when they stop, they will have an interactive scare where people are coming at their cars and just chaos and madness, and this will happen 5 times throughout the maze.
Excellent. So what sort of safety precautions are this is obviously a hot button item right here, being safe. How are we going to be safe during Halloween? The Horribles Parade has been canceled.
Right.
This is something really exciting and different. I can't wait for it, but what are the safety rules here?
So at the beginning, all actors will be given like a time on a timesheet to arrive. Throughout this time, this will keep groups from forming so it can be scattered, and they will be screened, temperatures will be checked, and they will have to answer a COVID-19 questionnaire. After this is done, actors are required to stay masked at all times unless if they are getting water, and we have designated break sections for everyone who needs to take a break, because haunting and scaring, it's tiring.
Absolutely.
It's tiring.
Hard on the voice, you need a water break,
Right.
a lot of screaming. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we have that, and then we also will be prompting the people who are driving through to sort of just crack their windows, because there'll be some scary music happening, and there'll be people yelling and screaming at them and stuff like that. So we don't encourage them to roll down their windows, and if they do, I think they'll be asked to wear a mask. But they will be able to crack them so that they can sort of hear and interact with what's going on. And we also have a maximum limit for actors and tech, which is the outdoor gathering limit of 50. So we have, I think, about 10 or 15 people on tech, and the rest is coming up with actors from the high school, actors from Act 10, things like that. So.
Well, it seems like you've really found this challenge and sort of embraced it. With all the actors wearing masks, you think of Halloween and a lot of people wear masks in general. Have you embraced that side of it as well?
Yes, we have. Our hair and makeup and costuming team have all been collaborating throughout this entire process. So we are able to make creepy face masks, but they'll also be able to wear their real COVID-19 mask underneath each costume.
Yeah, and funny enough, we actually have a room that will be sort of like a creepy, scary doctor's office.
Ooh,
so they'll be in their
too
right.
real.
I know. So they'll be in their blue masks anyway.
Yeah,
so.
it fits right in.
We found a way to keep it in there. Yeah.
What age range is this for?
The actors?
No, for people that might want to come and get scared.
Oh, yeah. So it's for families. We'll be saying some stuff at the beginning, like if you have kids, we can't really stop it. So that you're in your car, I think it's a level of comfort. Like nobody's gonna come in your car and try to scare you.
Because they're in the cars, it's a less submersive experience. So we're recommending about ages 8 and up.
Yeah. That sounds safe. And you said it first, what ages are involved in putting this together?
Yeah, so there's a lot of people from Lamplighters are doing it. I reached out to On the Fence and Act 10, and I have a few of my local friends from college who aren't even really actors. They just were like, of course I want to come help you scare people.
We've got Scream
right?
Queens, and we've got
exactly.
people that just love Halloween.
Yeah, my college roommate, I was like, do you want to wave a chainsaw, like a fake chainsaw? And she was like, absolutely.
Absolutely. What day? Oh, it's on a Saturday. I'm free.
Yeah,
I
she's
can
like,
pick
I got
up a
it.
chainsaw.
So I think it's about, and there's a few 8th graders too, like
Yes,
up
there
and coming
are.
that are going to be helping us out. So I think maybe 13 to 20
Mhm.
ages. That's about it.
Now, let's not forget that this is a fundraiser, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And where are the funds going?
The funds are going to be split evenly through Lamplighters and Act 10. We are hoping to have a good sum of money come through this so we can support the arts within our community.
Absolutely. So let's just get down the details, because that's the most important thing. Saturday, October 24th, between 7 and 9 p.m., Methodist Church parking lot right here in Wilmington on 87 Church Street.
Yep.
And now let's go over the pricing here. One car is $8, and that's 1 to 4 people.
Yes.
And then I guess if you want to cram more people in that car, it's an additional $2 per person.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you have a minivan of like 6 people, say, it would be plus 2, so 12.
Absolutely. Now, do you need to make a reservation in advance, or people just line up and
Nope.
and wait
You
your
just
turn?
line up. We have that the sort of dead end there on the side of the church. If you've ever been there, there's like that sort of grassy area that people will be lined up, and then the whole front of the parking lot will be sort of an excess line just in case.
Can you give away any little surprises that might be happening, some of the themes of the different areas?
We
talk
can,
themes.
yeah. So the first theme is creepy clowns, and a lot of people hate creepy clowns. That was inspired by just, I don't know, what is madness, what is craziness? You know what people really hate? Clowns.
Absolutely. Checkbox number 1.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
have sort of a witch's woods, which I think will be less of a scary thing, more of just like a Halloween, like magic sort of thing. So we'll have some witches running around and stuff like that. And then we get to the massacre, which is where the chainsaw comes in. And that one I think will be a lot of jump scares and a lot more scary.
And then there's a mad scientist section.
the
While I
doctors.
can't say much, we have a lot of fog machines.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we have the cemetery section, which is, I can't reveal much about that one either. It's really creepy though.
Now, how are both of you going to be participating? Will you be collecting tickets, or can I expect to see you in one of the scenes?
Well, we'll be out front sort of giving
Yeah.
speeches to cars, telling them how it's working, telling them what it's doing. But we both sort of have like a small little costume just in case we want to jump in at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I love most about theater, I was a theater kid myself, is that camaraderie and that collaboration that happens. You mentioned that there's costume designers and people helping with lights and fog machines. Can you talk to me about all the different parts that people are playing to make this all come together?
Yeah.
So our artistic director, Irene Wong, she's not with us today. She has tackled so much about this. She started off in sound, but worked her way through almost every single department. So it's really nice to have that collaboration within each section. The hair and makeup and costuming team have been collaborating this whole time. Costuming is also going to help us be casting the roles of everything, just to make sure we have enough costumes and stuff for each section. And there is construction teams, and then we also have like the special makeup team, which is the FX team.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just been really nice to see all of our friends again and all be partaking in something. But also, unlike a normal production, everyone is helping everywhere instead of giving like just exact tasks for one person to do.
Yeah, and we have the Lamplighters officers, like I mentioned, Max Quinton, one of the presidents, and also Ryan Walsh is the other co-president. And they're sort of taking their leadership positions within the Lamplighters and figuring out, where can I go with this? If I'm the secretary, how can I help, take the notes? Or if I'm the marketing person, how can I advertise and things like that. It's really cool.
Now let's rewind a little. You got your start doing Lamplighters. You're a senior at the high school right now who's done 4 years with the Lamplighters. What's it mean to be a part of a high school drama club, and how do you think it shapes who you are?
It's great. It's the drama club at high school is one of the places that you have like your middle school drama club and like community theater and stuff like that, but the high school theater is really where you know, you're going to school with all these people and then you're spending hours on end with them, and it can get crazy, but it's one of those things that, like, you know, I didn't think I would miss it, but of course I do. You know, I didn't think I would miss waking up at 6 a.m. to go to school and then spending my whole day, like whole night, you know.
Yep.
People do sports, they get to go home, but we're there till, you know, 9 or 10 and stuff like that. But I didn't think I would miss it, but I definitely do.
I'm thinking of the term Hell Week right now, which
Yes.
is Tech Week, and this is actually going to be a real Hell Week because it's something really scary.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of your favorite Lamplighters memories.
Oh, well, so my freshman year, I was able to be a dance captain for the Addams family. I met Julia through Lamplighters, and it was just awesome to have that level of leadership at such a young age. Another thing that's been such a prevalent memory for me was sophomore year. We produced She Kills Monsters, and I got my first, like, I guess you could say, big role throughout that. Just the opportunities that guild has provided for me has been amazing.
Excellent. Now, how did you get the idea to start Act 10 after your experience with Lamplighters, and I'm sure other community theaters
Right,
and things
absolutely.
like that?
Yeah, Act 10 was sort of born, so as I think I said, my sophomore year, I was able to, so there was a new theater teacher in the middle school, and I was in the high school at this point, and she was sort of looking to the high school students to say, hey, like, I know you've been through this program, what can I do, how can I, you know, make it great for the middle school kids? And she was looking for like assistant directors and costume designers and things like that. So I was able to actually assistant direct her. This was Katia DeStefano. I have to give her credit for sort of the birth of Act 10. So I went home that night after closing night of that, and I was like, I have to keep doing this. Like, I can't stop directing. I just loved it so much. So I sort of thought up the idea for Act 10, which didn't even have a name at the time. But me and my friends, we just got together and we like sent out some emails and we were like, does anyone want to sing like in this cabaret? Like, that's really all you have to do, you know what I mean? You just reach out and you say, who wants to sing, who wants to dance? And then it just becomes this big thing. And that was the first show cabaret style that I directed on my own. And I've been doing that for every summer since. And then On the Fence Players was also sort of handed to me to start directing and producing. So it's been crazy, but that's how it was sort of born and thought up. It really was just a bunch of people who sort of were just like, I'll do it. I want to sing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Act 10 isn't self-serving. You always seek to use your funds for other charities. Can you tell me about some of the outreach work that you do?
Absolutely, yeah. So the first year, we donated to the Juvenile Rheumatoid Arthritis Fund. And that was, we asked for, I think, like a $15 sort of entrance fee from all the actors just for like costumes and things like that, like any music tracks that we would have to pay for. And then we took all of the funds from our tickets, from our concessions, and we put all that towards juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And then the next year we just started fresh. And that's sort of the vision of Act 10. We give everything that we have and then we start fresh with what we can with our talents and stuff like that. So then the next 2 years we did the Trevor Project. We donated to the Trevor Project and we did a lot of outreach with that. We also donated to Show We Care, which is, it actually works with the North Shore Music Theater. And they raise money to bring patients with terminal illness to shows. And they bring them out, like they have so many people and they throw parties and they do like talkbacks with the cast so that they can come out and really see live theater. And we actually had, his name was Steven, we had him come and sort of talk at one of our shows just to tell the audience this is everything that we do, and you know, we're partnering with Act 10, and so we got a lot of donations for that. And then recently we did a donation to the Actors Fund just because they've been doing a lot of COVID relief for actors, whether it's actors like us or even like actors on Broadway who are so out of jobs at this point in 2020 when Broadway has been shut down for even longer at this point. So, yeah.
How have both Lamplighters and Act 10 adapted during this time where theaters are shut down and social distancing mandates are required? What have you done? Have you done virtual performances? Or?
Yeah, we've done a few. Act 10 did one at the beginning of the summer. We actually had it cast back in December. So we were ready with the show. We were ready to go up in the summer, and then COVID happened, so we had to sort of turn it virtual. And
was this the cabaret?
It was,
okay.
Yes. It was the virtual cabaret. They had to the people were at home with their earbuds in, singing into their like iPads and iPhones, and then sending me those videos, and I would take those videos and paste on their track. And like some people that were sort of comfortable getting together, people that would have been hanging out anyway, were doing like dance numbers together and stuff like that. But that's up on YouTube, so that's our virtual show.
Awesome.
If anyone wants to view it, but Lamplighters?
For Lamplighters, the board and I, we have been just going through everything and all the possibilities that we can do to make the arts come back to the high school, because there are a lot of students involved in the arts, whether they're just there for one show or all the shows that we normally put on. So we are doing more of like bonding experiences at the moment, because that's all we can possibly do that's safe with the guidelines. However, in the spring we have some good plans to make theater come back, even if it's only for like a day.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you have something to promote, please swing by here.
Absolutely.
We're happy to get the word out on WCTV
Yeah.
and push it out to Facebook and the world. How can community members get involved to support either of your groups?
Yeah, well, you can always, follow the social medias. We have at Act 10 Productions on basically everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And we also have a website. It's, I believe, act10productions.wixsite.com, which promotes all of our shows. You can get to our virtual show from there. You can get to like pictures from all of our old shows, and there's also sort of donation buttons if you want to look and see what we've donated to and what we are looking to donate to in the future.
And how about the Lamplighters?
We have a Lamplighters Drama Guild website, and anyone can access that. That shows all of our upcoming shows. It has some past pictures, and it also announces the board every year. And then we also have a Twitter, which is really good for quick information, like if we have a guild meeting or if we just have like something going on. And then we also have an Instagram, and the Instagram is mostly for the historians to post pictures.
Excellent. I love the arts. That's why we have this show, Arts for the Masses. How do you think having theater groups and just arts awareness and people that's standing up for it, how do you think it shapes your community and living here in Wilmington?
The arts, I mean, like you said at the beginning, they're alive in Wilmington, absolutely. And we're, I think, lucky to live in this community where, like the Wilmington United Methodist Church, they basically don't even bat their eyes. They're like, of course you can use our space.
That's
and
incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. They really, we love to see them, and they sort of like, they'll walk through our rehearsals and we'll be like, hey, how you guys doing? So it's really nice to have that sort of partnership with them. And also, like I said, I mean, people on Facebook, just promoting us and seeing what we're doing and stuff like that, it's a really great way to get out there. We had an outdoor performance of the Children's Hour this summer, which was really awesome. And one of my friends said to me, she was like, I was gonna stay home and watch Netflix, but I decided to come, and I'm so glad I did. And I was like, well, why would you stay home and watch Netflix when you can come and see live theater? This is, the first live theater performance in Wilmington since January, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just, so anytime there's an event, I really encourage everyone to get out, because they're always great.
Absolutely.
I'm biased, but they're always great.
Yeah. So the theater community in Wilmington, and even like the arts, we have a place for almost virtually anyone. You don't have to love the stage. You don't have to love being in the limelight. You could love working on the tech side of things, like the designing aspects and the construction, or if you want to run lights or sound. We are limited with like lights and sound when it comes to not being in an auditorium, but there's always a way to make that work and to incorporate it into our events.
Well, Allie and Julia, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. Best of luck with this Halloween scary drive-thru. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Maybe we can bring a camera from WCTV and capture some
Absolutely.
of this behind the scenes.
We would love that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of another episode of Arts for the Masses here on WCTV. If you're a nonprofit arts organization in Massachusetts and have a mission and have an upcoming event that you want to promote, reach out to us, Ryan at WCTV.org. I'd love to have you on the show. Have a nice day.